All right. Hi, Faith Formation friends. Real quick for this week. I say that every week. I do try to make it quick, short and sweet. First of all, happy Lent. Today, the day that I'm recording this, is Ash Wednesday. A really beautiful time in our church to really kind of reflect and think about bringing our hearts back to God, wherever our hearts are, and however broken or however bruised we feel they are, we can always go back to God and should. And Lent is a wonderful reminder of that for us. So happy Lent. Um, K through 5 this week. You guys do not have faith formation because we are on winter break. So there's no home study or anything like that. Grades 6 and 7, you do have a Zoom class on Sunday the 21st. Um, and that's the very tail end of your vacation. I had thought in my head that if everybody showed up for the presentation last week that I would not hold class tonight, but that did not happen. So you guys have class on Sunday, the 21st at 6 p.m. So hopefully you'll join us for that, just so that we can keep you guys moving along. You've missed a couple things now, so we want to make sure you guys are brought up to speed. Grades 8 and 9, you guys have home study to do at your leisure this week, and that's confirmation year 1 and 2 for those that participate in the Sunday evening classes. So you have your home study. Year 1, and I've had multiple reminders now about getting those reflections in for the year 1 retreat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, email me. Confirmation year 2, you guys are working right along on packets. I am starting to get notices of sponsors from their home parish, so let's keep that process going. Fantastic. And you can also send those forms electronically. Some of you have, which is awesome. So if you get it done and you don't want to put it in an envelope, if you just want to send them to me in an email, that's fine. All filled out, ready to roll. We can do that too. Uh, First Eucharist. You guys start this Sunday as well on the 21st. And again, I do know it is the tail end of a vacation, but we have to try to get things in. We have 8 chapters to cover between now and May, so we're trying to get a leg up on that. If you can't make it Sunday, you can do the parent meeting, chapter 1 meeting on Wednesday. So we have a Sunday schedule and we have a Wednesday schedule. You pick one or the other. You don't have to attend both. Okay. So if for this week, if Sunday just doesn't work for you guys, if you're away on vacation and you'd rather join us on Wednesday, that's fine. I'm at both of them, so I'm recording attendance at either one. So as long as you're on, you should have your books by now, or they should be in the mail to you by now. If you do not have the books, you can still jump on the Zoom, um, and hopefully at that meeting I can figure out who still does not yet have books. Um, when people came for First Reconciliation, they received the books, and then people that I've heard nothing from, the books are kind of still sitting there. So if you don't have books, it could mean one of two things: that you either didn't pick them up at First Reconciliation, and if that's the case, I mailed them. You didn't let me know that you were having it, so I didn't know to have them ready for you, so I have them there. Or you've not made any plan and they're just sitting there. So if you don't have them, please email me so that I can let you know where they are and where they're en route to. Okay? All right. Sorry, my eyes are very dry and yucky today, so I had to put stuff in them, but a little too much, I think. I'm not crying, I promise. Um, Grades 10 through 12, your next presentation is in March. For anybody that missed the presentation last week, I do have a recording, so if you want to have that, you can. Um, I did get a lot of positive feedback this week, so thank you. Those of you that attended that really enjoyed that presentation, I'm glad that it had the impact it did, and some of the reflections are just absolutely beautiful. So, but that being said, not everything we do has to appeal to everyone. So, please feel free to, when we have presentations and things, if they don't set right with you or they don't make sense, please have an open dialogue with us, because that's how we learn and grow. So I appreciate those that maybe, have different opinions, that want to say, hey, or why are we covering this topic? What is this? What is that? So dialogue is always key in all of these situations for us to grow. So I really appreciate everybody's honesty, feedback, reflections. And based on the reactions, everybody was kind of in just a slightly different place, but all good stuff. So that's really what I'm happy about, is that we're all thinking and working our faith through issues that are happening all around us. So that's awesome. That is the goal. So, um, few other little points that I'm gonna address here. First of all, we had some seniors who may or may not be watching this newsletter, that received the Hands of Christ Award. So if you or your family member is one of the ones that received an award, or that you nominated, you should have heard from the committee by now. It looks to me like everybody that was nominated did receive one. So I'm excited about that. There are directions in the email or the letter sent to you by the diocese that should tell you what options there are for attending. And, and I will try to I'm going to try to do all of them. It depends on how things go. I think there's 3 different options. So I'll do my best to be there as well. So I'm really excited and proud of you guys. So I'm glad that was still able to go ahead, even in spite of everything this year. Next thing we have, you'll see in the newsletter below, there's the Children's Liturgy of the Word. And some of our older teens or confirmation candidates, or both, I think they're all teens, and some who are not teenagers but decided to help us out with that, which is awesome. We love all voices coming to the table. They have agreed to read the readings for the weekend. Now, not all of the readings are in every video. Children's Liturgy of the Word typically is just the first reading in the Gospel for the length of time that we're usually working with the kids. So that's why the book only has the 2 readings. So I have added supplementals like the Psalm and the some animated stuff. But really, the purpose of that whole section is, if you're watching Mass at home on live stream and you have little ones that aren't quite getting the message because, obviously it's adult, you know, lesson. So it kind of goes over our little ones' heads. So that's all supplemental there for you to try to get the gospel message home to them, especially during Lent. So we're very grateful for our volunteers. Super excited about that we were able to do something in the arena of Children's Liturgy of the Word this year. So thank you for that. Another thank you to the people, my artists that have been working on these Stations of the Cross posters. They have come out so beautiful. So you might be asking, what's the plan for these posters? Well, we are in the process of shrink wrapping them to make them weatherproof, putting them on sticks, and our hope is in March. I believe it's on the 23rd of March. We're going to have an outdoor Stations of the Cross, and we'll let you know where the locations are when we get a little closer. Some of it's going to depend on snow and how it's piling up and where we can safely do the stations. But it's a great way for us to participate in the Lenten tradition of the Stations of the Cross. So I'm excited about that, excited about all the participation. You guys just are amazing. So thank you, those of you that did that. You'll see below too, there's a new option that I put last week. That's for any of our confirmation youth that want to get extra community service or are in need of community service. If you could look at that and check it out. We're looking to make videos for our First Eucharist kids that are learning and going through the First Eucharist process this spring. And I think it's helpful for them to hear from our confirmation candidates to say, what did your First Eucharist mean to you? What has your faith meant to you now that you're getting ready for your sacrament of confirmation? It's a time for you, my confirmation candidates, to look back on your faith formation process, your relationship with Eucharist and where it began in First Eucharist till now. And I'm asking you to give our young people some guidance. some advice, some reflections on how it has empowered you, how it has changed you as a Christian, as a Catholic, and just a way to encourage them to keep going in their studies. And, they are, like you, trying to do a sacrament from afar, right? So it's kind of helpful. And let's face it, they look up to you guys, right? Our second graders are all about anything a high school kid has to say, right? Or young adult has to say. So this is a great way for you to help some younger kids and for them to learn from your experience. So anybody that wants to help with that, please read the description below and what's needed. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Okay. All right, my friends, I think that's everything. Also, there's some resources below in the parent section that for Lent. Some of those are, I'm just going to put some different things up to enhance our Lenten experience. And remember, too, that if you have the newsletter, even if I change it up the next week, you can always refer back to other things that work for you. And on the website, there's a whole category. I think they save like 7 or 8 newsletters at a time on that page. And I think there's an option to search further. I haven't checked that out. I should look at that. Um, but if you need a back issue, I do keep all of them. So you can let me know and we'll figure that out. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great Lent. I'm praying for you. Pray for me. And God bless you. We'll see you next time. Take care.